Hi, this is John from Rosenhead, Jerusalem psychotherapist. This week's Torah and Psychology post for Vayakhel-Pekudei is going to discuss cognitive reframing. In this week's parasha, we read about the construction of the Mishkan, and juxtaposed to this is the pasuk of not kindling a fire on Shabbos. And the Gemara in Shabbos learns out from this juxtaposition that any of the constructive work involved in creating the Mishkan is also forbidden on Shabbos. It's interesting that the pasuk singles out the malacha of fire to teach this, and the Mefarshim discuss a number of reasons for this, but what I'd like to focus on is what makes fire a malacha, because of all the 39 malachas that we learn out are constructive forces, work that involves creating and building, but fire essentially is a destructive force. So why is it a malacha? The reason is because it also has a positive aspect, a potential to create, to construct and build things. And I think this is an important message for cognitive reframing, that we are able to adapt and look at things in a different way. There are two ways of looking at things, negatively or positively. So a fire has destructive forces, but it also has constructive forces. And we can look at this, for example, in our life. Losing a job is something which is negative. But if we adapt the way that we look at things, reframe the way that we view losing our job, it also gives us the potential to explore new opportunities. And cognitive reframing is not just trying to be optimistic and positive, it's teaching our brain to be flexible, cognitive flexibility, to be able to adapt and look at things in different ways, to view things from two different perspectives, to accommodate all opportunities and all possibilities. So this pasuk of lighting a fire can teach this idea, this therapeutic method of cognitive reframing. And we can adapt this a little bit further, because we know that the Saddukim looked at this pasuk literally. They thought that you are not allowed to have fire at all on Shabbos. You can't have any benefit, you can't use fire in any way. So they would sit in the dark and in the cold on Shabbos. And this can be seen as a metaphor for depression, sitting in the cold, sitting in the dark, because of this fixed way of looking at things, that you can't view life in any other way. You're in the dark, you're in the cold. And cognitive reframing is an essential therapeutic method, technique to try to change the way that we look at things, to come out of this depression, to not sit in the cold and the dark, to have warmth in our life. And also the Zohar teaches us that this pasuk of kindling fire can be interpreted to mean to not light up on Shabbos, to not get angry on Shabbos. Fire is anger. And it's trying to teach that Shabbos is a time of peace and calm and not to get angry. And cognitive reframing is also a very useful tool to be able to avoid getting angry, to be able to identify triggers and what makes us angry, and to change the way that we view things so that we don't get angry so quickly. I wish you a great Shabbos and keep well.